Do 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 do. Oh yeah, we're going live now. We're going live now. Yahoo! Who's ready for some liveness? We're alive. Well, we're doing this on a different day today, so we'll see what we get. Hopefully some people will show up. Otherwise, hopefully you'll all catch up on this and you'll be watching this one way or another. Yeah. But I got lots of wonderful herbs for you today. Tons of different things. The hard thing under this topic is that digestion is just, this is a wide topic, because when we're talking digestion, we're talking lots of different things. Hello, Micah. Welcome to the house. I'm just getting started. I was about to do a broad overview of what I'm talking about today. Now, when we're talking digestive herbs, there's so many different groups of things that you're going into here, because you've got, first of all, the different types of herbs. You've got different bitter types of herbs. You got bulk laxatives, you got antispasmodics, you got demulcents, you got stimulating laxatives that are all different good for different kinds of things. So when we say, what good for digestion, is like, well, in what way? Because there's lots of ones that do different things. The antispasmodics are good for spasms and cramps. The carminative ones are generally good for the bloating, the cramping, the gas. The laxative ones are obviously good for what they say on the tin, laxatives. But then there's the other ones. The pungent ones are good for stimulating the digestive tract for digestion. They're antiemetics, which help with nausea. So there's tons of different things that digestive herbs cover. So we're just going to do a bit of a broad stroke today and cover lots of different herbs that are good for digestion in lots of different ways. So this is going to be a bit of fun. And I got some photos and other things for you here. And yeah, this hopefully will be a nice finish to my day, because it's been not the most pleasant day today for me. Lots of failures today, so we're hoping for a nice success right now. Let's go ahead and pop on the good old window here just to say hi. Hi, it's me. You like my setup? I switched things around a little bit. I got my umbrella stand right here, and I got my lovely photo of my wife and me over there, games in the background. So a little bit more of a fun setup today. And I got more of me in the frame too. I'm filling the frame. So yeah, to change things up a little bit to have more fun. And yeah, this hopefully will all work out here. I got my digestive tea. We're going to be talking about a lot of these ones that are in here, but pretty much everything I threw on here is on my list today. I've got some dandelion leaf, I got some fennel, nettle, I've got mint, peppermint, and then I also have some chamomile in here, I believe. Yeah, I think that's everything I threw in here. Nice little blend. It's tasty. Let's just sit back for a moment. Oh, relax the back. Okay, we're ready for this. Who's ready for some wonderful digestive herbs? And I've got a ton here, so I'm just going to start wading through them one at a time, and, let's see what happens. Okay, so, like I said before, each of these herbs are good for, like, a variety of things, and I'm going to zoom this up so I can read it better. I've got, like, my little list here to help me run through this here. So, now bitter herbs are one that you may have heard about before. They are really good for lots of different things when it comes to digestion. There's lots of different ones along these lines that are considered bitter herbs are chamomile, dandelion, gentian is another one, golden seal, milk thistle, peppermint, wormwood, yarrow, and there's some other ones too I'm forgetting. What was the word on my other list? I know you're here. Barberry bark and artichoke leaf is another interesting one. So most of those ones that are on this list that I'm talking about today But bitter herbs are great when it comes to all the different digestive issues like bloating, gas, food allergies, indigestion. Anyone that has that's the nice thing about these ones, is that even though some of them, if you have them incorrectly, can taste very bitter, and that's why they get the name bitter herbs, that what they can do for you is well worth the bitterness if you run into that problem. Okay? So, let's run into some of these here right away. I'm going to bring my first one up on my list. Where's my first video? I got lots of nice photos here to go through as well. So I just mentioned one of them. So let's pop this one up. This is not the one I was talking about. Hey, that's a different one. Why can't I see this one? Oh, no. Oh, because I have to bring it up to the top. That's what it is. Oh, I'm getting my OBS. I'm getting used to how it works. Here we go. Shaboom. That's the one I was thinking of. That's milk thistle. This is milk thistle. And you can find it over here in Great Britain quite easily, actually. We find it here on the side of the road quite a bit. It's actually, pretty easy to get your hold of some milk thistle. But you can also find it in tablet form. People have it in teas oftentimes. And this is a really good one. Here we go. Milk thistle. So it's a part of the daisy family. And this one is a liver strengthener. And it's used to treat various liver disorders. It's been used for ages now, since medieval times, where they used to grow it in graveyards and cloister gardens. But it detoxifies the body in a variety of ways, primarily because of its flavonoids. But it helps with the flow of bile, which is what helps with the liver disorders. And it's also a popular digestive for other things along upset stomach and indigestion as well. Primarily, when they talk about this, when they talk about how it's really good for the liver. It's a big time liver herb. I'm going to pop right into this next one here, I think. Yeah, I'm just jumping around my list. These are no particular order. I'm just like, hey, as soon as I see them, let's do that one next. Shaboom! So this is actually an interesting one, because this is cilantro or coriander seeds, okay? And they say that when you're trying to have it for digestive issues, it's actually best to have it in the seed form rather than have it when the full-blown leaf. So that's an interesting difference when it comes to some of these ones, that they actually say have the seeds, don't actually have the actual herb leaves. Like when you grow coriander, you generally think, oh, I'm going to have the actual herb. But in this case, they say no, have it as the actual seeds. Yeah. Very interesting. Howdy Rex George, howdy GLG, welcome, good to see you guys. I've just started jumping on through here, talking about some different herbs, and I see some people hopped in and then all of a sudden hopped out again. Well, hopefully you guys will hop back in. All right. So yeah, when we're talking coriander seeds, these ones have been used for a long time as well. Primarily, of course, like I said, for gas. It's an antispasmodic and good for various stomach issues. It calms intestinal spasms that can cause things like diarrhea, and it can also help with IBS and indigestion. And basically because cilantro is just loaded with phytochemicals that are great antioxidants. And other things, it's been used for like lowering blood sugar and cholesterol. And it's also been researched as a heavy metal detoxifier as well. So there's an interesting bit. But yeah, for those primary issues of gas, IBS, indigestion, they say have it actually as the seeds rather than the leaves. You can still have it as the leaves, and it will work just the same. There's no problem with that. So, I mean, that's the thing with these kind of things. It's, don't be afraid to, like, even though they say have the seeds, well, that doesn't mean that if you just have lots of coriander, it's not going to help you. It can still be great. Just having the coriander by itself, okay, that's fine. You're going somewhere with it, okay? So I love having just regular coriander or cilantro all the time. yeah, so having it in that way doesn't mean it doesn't help with these things. They just say it helps better if you have it as a seed. So in that case, you're either probably going to have it in a ground powder form, possibly, or you can just boil the seeds and make it kind of like a tea or a tincture as well. So there's various different ways you can have coriander as far as that's concerned. Let me pop back up here. There's some other ones I don't actually have photos for that I want to talk about. A couple big ones that you've definitely have heard about before. Turmeric. Everybody knows about turmeric. I talked about it in my last video for the top 10 herbs for pain relief. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure you catch that, because turmeric, awesome one for that. Curcumin is awesome in that sense. Ah, yes. But it's used for dyspepsia, amongst other things. But of course, it's an anti-inflammatory. It can help with gastritis, peptic ulcers, also with IBS, colitis. And it can help stop stomach bleeding as well, possibly, and ulcers. So yeah, lots of different things turmeric can help with in this case. So it can actually help with lots of stomach damage. Unlike the milk thistle was more specific about what it was good for. This one actually goes all the way to help with actual stomach damage problems that are happening, stomach diseases. So much different as far as what turmeric can do compared to the last two I talked about. But they say, yeah, it's best to have it in powdered form again, because when you're having it in powdered form, you're generally having a more concentrated version of it, right? So it's a much stronger version than if you just have it in a tea or just try to eat the turmeric in some meal or something. So yeah, they say, at least 1-2 grams with like 3 times a day you can have, and that'll hook you up when to help ease those issues if you have any of those problems with ulcers or gastritis. Ugh, scary things to have problems with. Another interesting one, I'm really a big fan of this one, is licorice or licorice root. Specifically, deglycyrrhizidated licorice, DGL. Another crazy medical term, but it's supposed to help repair your gut lining. So another one that's actually good for the problems with the actual stomach itself, and it can help with ulcers, peptic ulcers. And there's a study that found that 100 people that had ulcers, some of them were completely cured after the trial. So that's pretty darn good study right there, man, that it went that far as it actually cured their ulcers by the end of a trial period, which is generally only like 2 weeks to a month or so, sometimes longer. But man, it can also the licorice also does things to help protect the gut lining against stomach acid and other digestive issues that can cause discomfort, so that's why it's good for ulcers. But it helps soothe the mucous membranes of the GI tract as well. I mean, lots of different things that it's great for. I noticed it can also have a bit of an anti-diarrhea effect. And man, I mean, when I do my video on the top herbs for digestion, I mean, this one is sounding like it's probably going to be going towards the top of the list right now. There's so many different things that it's good for. You can also have it in tea or powder form. It's supposed to help with. It also has like various nutritional benefits as well. Yeah, I know what you mean. It can be hard to find unaltered licorice. There is something to that, and they're saying specifically, excuse me, that DGL or the deglycyrrhizidated version is much better to find. So if you can find the DGL licorice, then that's your best bet when it comes to these kind of digestive issues. Another study comparing DGL to over-the-counter medication for ulcers found that licorice had at least the same effect as the over-the-counter medications. And so, I mean, there's lots of great things that it's been good for. It's actually been used for about 3,000 years. There's research that goes back saying licorice has been used for these purposes for ages now. And yeah, I mean, licorice root, woo! Yeah, you can also have it. Apparently you can use it in wafers before each meal. Of course, like I said, in the tea. Yeah, Licorice root. Woo. Another one. Let's go on down the list. Why not? Calendula. Calendula is another one that's really good for this. So, yeah, so many. I can feel you, GLG. That's why I promote herbs so much, because there are so many different over-the-counter medications, even, but prescribed medications that have just so many side effects, and even though sometimes you say the herbs might not be as potent as some of the prescribed medications that they have in a concentrated enough form, like oil, essential oil, or as a powder, or a tincture form. There are so many herbs that can be as effective and not have those side effects, which is the brilliance of a natural pathway to go. Yes, I'm not going to decry modern medicine by any sense, because there are still things that it's great for, but it's still such a guesswork science when it comes to prescribing things to people, right? So that's why I'm always like, no, try and actually try the natural way. Try various herbs and see how they work for you. And as long as you're staying in these, like I always say in my videos, within the recommended guidelines, you're probably going to be in good shape. And it's the same thing. It's like it's a little bit of guesswork sometimes as to what works for you, because that's why I'm like kind of running through this list, is that there's 50 different herbs that can help with various digestive issues, right? And so it may just be according to your own body chemistry as to what works. So you're going to have to go, oh, okay, well, maybe dandelion leaf doesn't work for me, but actually having the plantain with the milk thistle and the ginger and the turmeric put together as one, suddenly that works really good for me. But if using just turmeric by itself doesn't do much for me. So sometimes it's a blend that works for you. So you just have to try and play around with these things in order to get it to work. Yeah. But that's what the fun about herbs, is that even when you're playing around with different ones, you can do that in a safe way, compared to if a doctor who's just like going, I'm just going to play around with various different medications with your body and make you have this side effect or that side effect until we find one that's maybe okay, but at the end of the day is probably making you feel as bad as the symptom that you're trying to cure. So, like I said, that's not always the case, but it does often happen. So, but yeah, getting back to Calendula, it can help with again with the walls of the gut, or your digestive lining. It can help reduce inflammation in the gut and detoxify the body from various pathogens. It can actually help with worms and heal pelvic and bowel infections. So that's Calendula, another really good one. Here, let's bring up this one now, because I got an actual where you at? I got a photo for this one. Of course I do. I've done videos on this guy. Oh, no, actually, I haven't done the video on this guy yet. No, I don't have this one. Okay. I was confusing this one with the dandelion that I have a photo. I actually didn't put a chamomile photo in the list for some reason yet. I got to do a chamomile video soon, because chamomile is fantastic for lots of different things. I've talked about in my videos for sleep and anxiety how it's good for that already, but it can also help with indigestion, heartburn, over acidity in the stomach. It can help babies through colic. It can also help with gastroenteritis as well. So yeah, it's another one of the bitter herbs, so it can really help with various things along those lines. It works really good on basically just calming the whole system, because it's a really good antispasmodic. And so anytime you're having problems with even cramps or IBS, nervous stomach, all those things can be helped by chamomile, because it is so relaxing. And it's not only relaxing for the whole body, but specifically it can really help relax the gut and stomach area. So yes, very good stuff, chamomile. Excellent tea. Excellent with mint, which is another one on my list as well, if you're going to have it. Speaking of teas, I actually did found one article that talked specifically about the best teas when it comes to digestive health. And of course, peppermint's on there, ginger is on there, fennel is on there, which I just have right now. But another couple interesting ones that are on here as well is gentian root. Yes. Aha, in the Garden of Blessings, remembered last week, we were talking about that. How chamomile tea was Peter Rabbit's favorite tea. But yes, we're on to gentian root. It's a specific one that's, they did a study in 38 healthy adults that found it increased the blood flow to the digestive system, actually improving digestion. So it actually is good for helping digest items. So it's a different system. Again, like I said, this is general digestive information. Each one's different, good for different things. But it's another kind of it has bitter compounds in it as well. But it's really, this one's primarily really good for stimulating appetite also and treating some stomach ailments, but really which is helping the overall digestive cell system do its thing, do its work. So gentian root, you can have it as a tea, powder form, all those things. Really good for that. Angelica root. Yeah, another interesting one on the list here. So this one is, I don't find it the tastiest one. It's kind of like celery. I'm not a huge celery fan unless they have tons of peanut butter with it. And that kind of just dulls the whole celery flavor for me. But some studies have shown that it can protect against stomach damage, increasing the number of healthy cells and blood vessels in the digestive tract. And it can also help with oxidative stress and colitis. It's also supposed to help with sores that get caused in the colon. So another area of the digestive tract that can help with. In various intestinal acids, it can help keep those in check. So yeah, another really good tea there for you. Dandelion, of course, is on this list. Marshmallow root is on this list. Senna, here's another interesting one. Another one that people don't know a lot about. And no surprise here, it comes from the Cassia family, but it's specific chemicals called senosides. Now, it makes sense when it's called senna. That are supposed to help with smooth the muscle action and contractions and bowel movements, through the gut all the way through the bowels. It's supposed to help relax things down. So in this sense, obviously, it's a good laxative. There's studies that have shown it in both adults and in children that it works for them in this sense. There's also a study in cancer patients that it helped with their bowel movements, so it helped with their constipation problems. Senna tea can also be an effective way to help relieve other things, like I said, the diarrhea and constipation, as both of those it's good for. So yeah, it's one I haven't actually tried that before. Senna tea. I'm kind of interested in finding this one now and giving it a shot. But then another one, just good old-fashioned black tea. Yeah, black tea. Maybe this is why the Brits love it so much. I don't know. But yeah, black tea helps with indigestion. And it can also get the antioxidants in there, can protect supposedly against stomach ulcers. There's a study done with mice after 3 days of treatment that black tea helped to heal about 78 to 81% of the ulcers by suppressing the inflammatory compounds in there. And it's also good against gastric emptying and resulting indigestion that's caused by that. So, yeah, good old-fashioned black tea. Yeah. Basically, it's anything from the Camellia sinensis plant. So this is just any standard black tea. It doesn't. So that is a good strong English breakfast tea. But I think that they're not. It's not specified as to a particular type of black tea as to which one is better. Obviously, there's lots of different ones. I'd have to do a little bit more research if they say this particular black tea or that particular black tea is better, because obviously there's different kinds of black tea. They're all along the same lines, but some are just better than others. Or some are just different than others. I don't have an actual specified list as to say which one is the best one per se, though. So, yes, strong egg breakfast tea is one of those black teas. Indeed it is. All right. So, I mentioned this guy before. I think I have a photo for him too, don't I? Nope. Oh, darn. I got to get to my photo list because I'm excited about these ones. My next one's going to be a photo though. Okay, one more of these and then we'll go to a photo one. Because I can. Because they're fun. Alright, Fennel. I mentioned it in my tea. So, this one is good for a variety of different stomach issues. It can also help enhance appetite, overall digestion, and absorption of nutrients. It can help with that as well. It can help break down and digest fatty foods. Can help you stabilize blood sugar levels and sugar cravings. And that's another, also because it's in the bitter herb area. But more specifically, it can help with easing constipation, heartburn, indigestion, nausea, upset stomach, diarrhea. So lots of really good things that it can be good for. But overall, what it does is they say because of its carminative properties, it can help stimulate gastric juices, and in this sense, it's good as an after dinner digestion aid. So, like I said, because it's so good for digestion, you have it after dinner to help break everything down and get it doing what it's supposed to do. And since it also has fiber in it, it can help you with constipation and other things along those lines. Yeah, so that's my Fennel speech. Let's move on to the next one, which we all know about. Ginger. Yes, ginger. That's right, baby. So ginger, obvious. I talk about this one in my most recent video for the top 10 herbs for pain relief as well. But ginger is one of the big monsters. It's one of the best spices and root herbs. But it's good for relieving various gastrological irritations. But it helps stimulate saliva and bile production. There's studies that show it helps enhance intestinal lipase activity, which is the enzyme that's used in digestion, so it can help with your digestion as well, just like Fennel does. It helps reduce intestinal contractions, so basically helps relax cramping, or and bowels that even can help with possible menstrual cramping in that sense. But also it's very good for gas and bloating. Other things along nausea to morning sickness as well. And then the nice thing about the nausea is, like, unlike something like Dramamine, it actually can do it without making you sleepy if you don't want to get sleepy. So another way for you to cure those problems. Yeah, ginger. Excuse me, I need some more water here. Ooh. Yeah. Let's get on. Who's my next one? Alright, I got one for you too here. I mentioned this briefly already, but here we go. This is the marshmallow. That's not the marshmallow you traditionally think of these days as the big puffy white ball you put over a fire and then eat lovingly, or put in with a s'more. This is marshmallow root, or the Althea officinalis flower. And this is great for, basically it attracts water and helps coat and soothe the mucous membranes of the digestive tract is what it does. In that sense, it can also help with heartburn. Other things it can help with are IBS and constipation, especially if you get extra dry in your system and you may possibly not get enough water or other things, so your system's not processing things properly. It can help keep things. That's why I talked about this mucilage substance that it creates helps attract water into your system. So, like, if something is burning you or causing you some, burning sensation in the digestive tract there, it can help with that. But in that sense, that's why it's good for colitis, peptic ulcers, gastritis, and various other. That's why it has lots of anti-inflammatory properties as well. Oh yeah. So I've mentioned peppermint a few times. I have peppermint. I have lots of photos of peppermint, but not right now because my hard drive's not connected. Peppermint is good in a wide variety of ways for digestive problems. And again, it's especially good for constipation, indigestion, IBS, gasiness and bloating, stomach aches, colic. Excuse me. It can also help fight Crohn's disease, colitis, tons of different things that peppermint is great for. Obviously, I have a full video on that if you haven't seen it already on the benefits of peppermint. But specifically in digestion, there are lots of things that it is really helpful for. Another one that's in the same family that's good for this as well is lemon balm. There isn't as much research on it, but it's just another type of mint, essentially, lemon balm is, and it can help with lots of these same digestive issues, including cramps, spasms. Already mentioned the irritable bowel system and bloating. Yeah. Let's go to another fun one here. Another one that you wouldn't expect necessarily. Put you at the top of the list. This is the plantain leaf. Plantago major or minor. Either one. There are two of them. Migraines, you're saying in the garden blessing. You want me to do a migraine video? I should do just a top herbs for headaches and migraines. We'll get there eventually, I'm sure. Yeah, ginger tea can help with migraines as well. It's another good part of it. But yes, the plantain is one that's often overlooked, and partly for the problem of bananas. But this is specifically regarding the leaves. But it can help with diarrhea, gastritis, colitis, various stomach infections, and other inflammation of the stomach and gut area. It can also be a great wound healer as well, supposedly. So that's really nice. And the plantains, its seeds have the ability to be used as a bulk laxative as well. So if you're using the plantain seeds, it can have a nice laxative as well. Yeah, lots of various gut healing properties when it comes to plantain. Hello, Nixpix. Welcome. I'm just running through my list today of digestive herbs. Got lots of great stuff here. Shaboom. And here's the next one. Kaboom. Another seed. So you're going to see a running theme today that often there's lots of different leaves of the herbs that you're using, but in this case, the spices and the seeds of various herbs seem to be much better when it comes to dealing with actual digestive problems. So here's another one, cumin seeds. This is cumin. So cumin is great for heartburn and for digestion. And it can be a really good digestive tonic, help actually clear out intestinal toxins and parasites. So lots of various digestive boosting qualities that it has. It's also rich in iron and can help stimulate your immune system. But it's another one that they say it's good to have. This time they say this one's actually best to have before mealtime to help deal with problems. It can help speed up weight loss process apparently as well. Yeah. We'll see how, I'm not sure how well that works officially, but yeah, that's what they say. But obviously, because it's a strong one, you're probably going to have this one in a pill form to have it best. It's a good one. Where else is on my list here? Let's go straight to another one of these guys here. I got lots of different seeds on my list. Before I get to the seeds, let's go to one of the other spices. What's a spices? Not a Pisces, a spicy. Everybody's going to recognize this guy. Not the little star in front, that's star anise. We're talking about the sticks. This is cinnamon or cinnamon bark. And cinnamon bark can be good as for a variety of things. I'm thinking about doing a full video on this one soon for the Thanksgiving, Christmas area. That or nutmeg for my big Christmas herb spice. And this one can help reduce blood sugar and ulcers problems. The German Commission E also recommends it for loss of appetite or dyspeptic problems, bloating, flatulence, sluggish digestion. Can also be good for no, those are the main ones. Those are the main ones. The other stuff's not so much worrying about when it comes to digestive issues. It's an antifungal and antibacterial and antiviral as well, but for digestive issues, those really are the big ones. The flatulence, bloating, dyspeptic complaints, loss of appetite are the ways that it's really best. And cinnamon, obviously, you can have it in a variety of ways. Again, if you want a more concentrated form, you can do a pill form, but it's great to use in lots of different foods. Cinnamon's one of those monster awesome spices. Everybody loves some good cinnamon, right? Cinnamon. All right. What have I not hit yet? I got a couple others that just kind of briefly throw in there. Fenugreek, another one that's supposedly good as a natural digestive and help to flush toxins from the body. Dill, it's a calming one that can be used a bit as a sedative and help dispel colic and cramping pain. Allspice is one that's supposed to help warm and settle the gut and use it as an analgesic, help promote digestive enzymes. And then we've got one of my good old friends right here that I have talked about quite a bit. Indeed, I have talked about this one quite a bit. And this is Dandelion. Yay, Dandelion! Woo! So, dandelion or dandelion root. This guy is another one of the bitter herbs. And then you can use it as a tea. You can use it, like I said, in the root form as a powder. But it can be good for menstrual problems as well. It can help purify the digestive tract and the blood. Helps work with the immune system. But it's a diuretic, which definitely means it can help you excrete various excess fluids from the body, but also various toxins from the body. It can help detoxify your kidneys and your liver. And yeah, that's one of the biggest when you're talking about dandelion, that is probably the biggest thing when it comes to the digestive issues, besides the fact that it's a digestive herb and it can actually help just settle the gut and work with some of those other problems as well, is that because it can actually flush things through the system better is why it's really good. And in that sense, like I said, the liver, the gallbladder, help just soothe the gut problems and relax the gut. So it can help inflammation in the gallbladder. It can, as long as blockages in the gallbladder. Obviously, can help with cancer. And it's supposedly help with slowing the aging process. It has vitamin C, vitamin A, lots of great things dandelion's good for. And but yeah, specifically this one's more good for the liver, the gallbladder, and a bit for the kidneys as well. So here's another fun one that I'm going to talk about. Let's switch things up first. Woo, switching things up. Hello, I'm back. Hi, how you doing? Here's another one that's not on many lists, but Mangosteen. Mangosteen. I do actually have a photo of this one. I forgot about that. Here we go. Let's show a photo of the Mangosteen here. Yeah, a purplish looking guy. It's almost like a little rounded eggplant, but on the inside it's got what looks almost like a garlic cloves on a way. But yes, this one's actually a really good heart booster, cancer fighter. It's also has stuff that says studies that show it's good for irritable bowel syndrome and a blocked gastrointestinal tract. It may also help with. Apparently, it's been used in Asian folk medicine for a long time, but the Western world I don't think has much knowledge of this guy in particular. It's supposed to slow down the production of various enzymes that lead to inflammation in the gut. So that's one of the ways that it's really good for you. And it's also supposed to actually help with Alzheimer's as well, but that's off topic. So, hey, Mangosteen. Specifically, in this case, we're really talking about the irritable bowel syndrome and the problems with blockages in your gastrointestinal tract. Those are the main things that it's really good for. I need to break out a puzzle too, yeah. I started one before we moved and then I had to break it down, so I need to break it back out again and restart that puzzle. All right, let's go to another odd and unusual one that a lot of people don't know about. This one is Quasicastilla. Quasicastilla. Also known as a Margot. It's another bitter digestive that's been used, specifically it's found primarily in the Amazon rainforests. And so it's good for digestive problems like fever, liver and gallbladder problems. It's also a natural insecticide. That doesn't surprise me at all, given where it's come from. It can deal with toxic buildups in the liver. It helps increase metabolism, bile flow, and help cleanse the blood from various toxic problems as well. So yeah, cassia, a different type of bitter bark here that you can get. Good for various viral and parasitic diseases like malaria. Ugh. Yeah. No surprise that these ones that come from these areas where you sometimes find those problems, that you actually have an herb that will solve those problems. But yeah, specifically good for just various digestive problems, specifically more for the liver and gallbladder problems when it comes to digestive issues. Here's another one you probably have seen before, might know about, but might not know just how good it is for digestion. And it looks a little bit different right now, but because that's the flowery part of the artichoke leaf. Artichoke leaf. Yeah. Okay, so this is, they say, is one of the stronger herbs for digestion. I saw it on quite a few different lists and quite a few different studies on it. But its main ingredient is cynarin, and there's high concentrations found more in the leaves of it. And it's supposed to help improve appetite, increase bile production and digestion. It's supposed to also help relieve gas and bloating. Because it's one of the bitter herbs, it can also have an effect on the liver. IBS is another one, constipation is another one, nausea. So tons of different things that artichoke leaf can help with. The list is really rather large when it comes to artichoke leaf. So if you haven't considered it before, please do. Artichoke leaf. Deal with all those irritable bowel, bloating, constipation, gas problems with some artichoke. I don't know how everybody else used to eat artichokes, but I used to, when I was younger, either have them with the butter, but also we would like sometimes when we cooked them have mayonnaise with them. Anybody ever do that? Mayonnaise with their artichoke leaves? I don't know if that was just something peculiar at the time, the way we made them, was doing mayonnaise with our artichoke leaves. I can't remember why, and I can't even remember now. I would have to try it again to see if I still like it. I remember at the time that I thought I had liked it. Of course, when I was younger, I had peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwiches for a short period of time too that I liked. But nowadays, I wouldn't even conceive of doing that. So yeah, just odd ways of eating artichokes. That just came to mind for some reason. Let's go to another fun one. Hey, Husky and Wolf Dog. I'm running down my massive list of various types of herbs and spices that are good for digestion. And we're jumping right into our next one, which is slippery elm bark, or Ulmus fulva. Ulmus fulva. Now, the Native Americans really knew about this one, and they taught it to a lot of the European settlers. But they used it to especially to actually draw poisons from boils and abscesses. But now they know that it's really good as a digestive herb for dyspepsia, irritable bowel syndrome, and various types of problems associated with like eating types of foods that disagree with you. So I guess, possibly heartburn problems in that sense, but also intestinal cramps, diarrhea. It neutralizes this. Again, it's another one that kind of can neutralize over acidity in the stomach. So coating the mucous membrane of the lining of the gastrointestinal tract. It can be used as a tea or powder form as well. And just like one of the other ones we talked about before, it helps just create that smooth flow in action. So if you have something that's burning you or slowing things from going through, it can really help with those problems. And it can help with the lining of the stomach, which is, again, it helps with those ulcer problems. But in that sense, it can also help with irritable bowel syndrome a lot. So There's one particular study that says a group of 49 individuals who took it to aid in their weight loss regime showed that this herb helped produce significant weight loss results and lower their cholesterol at the same time. So, another one, if you're thinking of possible weight loss things, I'm going to have to go find some of these because I need to try and take off those last couple of mini pounds to show off the abs here so I can go back to actually having lots of calories and gaining muscle. I'm really looking forward to that at this point. I'm getting quite tired of not having my chocolate and my wine. So I'm very much wanting to add every single one of these herbs I can find that are good for weight loss and get those last couple pounds of fat off, get down to 10%, call it good. Because I'm getting tired of it. All right. Who haven't I covered yet? I've covered most of my list here now. Yeah, no alcohol. The regime that I'm using right now, if you haven't heard before, it has no alcohol, no sugars as much as possible. Natural sugars, yes, but no processed sugars, so that means no chocolate. Because just having cocoa does not taste nearly as good. But I had been doing for the first month no refined flours either, but on this second month I'm easing that up a little bit to add some different foods back in, but still keeping my calories low. You can have caffeine. They actually say that in a lot of ways that caffeine or coffee can help with some things when it comes to doing what I'm doing. So help keep the energy levels up or help keep things moving along. Yeah, but I just got a couple of quick ones left, and then I am through my major list as far as this is concerned. I think I've covered most everybody, haven't I? Woo. Did I skip that one? I think I might have skipped this one, actually. Did I skip Caraway? Did I miss Caraway? I may have missed Caraway. Yeah, I think I missed Caraway. Let's go back to Caraway real quick. Like I said, another one of those seeds. There's tons and tons of different seeds that are good for you when it comes to digestive problems. But caraway is another one that's really good for helping get rid of gas and flatulent problems. Really, it's supposed to help with prevent fermentation in the stomach, which is another thing that causes gas. But overall good for the digestive system, including stomach cramps and nausea. So pretty much every one of the seeds you're going to find does these type of things. So it helps with gas. It can help with cramps. They can also help with nausea. But I think if I look at every single one of my ones that says seeds, pretty much you'll see a lot of these same problems that you have in there they're also going to do those same things. Now let me get back down to the bottom of the list. I think I've covered all those now. So back at the bottom of the list, woohoo, is CBD oil. Yes, the impressive CBD oil has entered the world of digestive problems. So apparently it can help with IBS. It can help with inflammatory bowel disease, and possibly can actually help with obesity. Another one that can help possibly with some weight loss, just if you're taking it in the right way, because it can apparently help. They say it plays a part in the gut-brain mediated fat intake and hunger signaling, in particular hunger signaling. So I think it's like things like the THC and the other aspects of marijuana that give you that whole munchies thing, but CBD oil specifically isn't supposed to do that to you. So it's also supposed to help with gut permeability and interactions with gut microbia, which is really good. So yeah, another interesting one that's entered the world of things that can help with your bowels. If you love some spaghetti and you throw a couple of bay leaves in there, bay leaves can help with irritable bowel syndrome, gastrointestinal system as well, and help decrease the toxicity of your body as well. So yeah, that's another good one. I've always liked how bay leaves to make my spaghetti taste. So yeah, that is the list. That's it. I'm done. Let's go home. I've done my job for the day. I have answered the question of the best herbs for digestion. Whew. How good? Are we happy? We're good? But yes, you don't necessarily eat the bay leaf. It's not going to taste good. No. You can use bay leaves. They don't even necessarily going to taste good in a tea or anything like that. You probably can get powdered bay leaf, but you generally just want to use it otherwise in your cooking and different things like that. So, yeah. So that was me. I just rushed right through everything, got through all of those herbs, and yeah, doing it on a surprise day. Thank you all for showing up. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy recording the rest of an audiobook for Audible, and I'll let you know about that later once I'm officially allowed to say it. But yeah, that's I'm going to be busy out doing that tomorrow, so I was like, well, probably by the time I get home, it's already going to be past the time to try and do the live stream, so I'm doing that today. Thank you all for being here. Hoping I shouldn't be able to do it. It might be a little bit under the wire, but I'm going to get my mythology of lavender done for this weekend. So my last of the lavender series is going to be up this Sunday. So that's going to be my Sunday video. And then next week, I may have to do a catch-up week. I want to try and get the vampire and garlic video done very much, but things have just been very hectic this last month, and I may have to do a double live stream again in order to catch up and get my vampire and garlic video done, because I haven't even started writing any other back scripts behind that, and once again, I'm getting a little bit behind the game. It's so easy to do. But, woo! Lavender and the masks, very good. Keep you chill, keep you relaxed. Very, very good in the Garden and Blessings, yes. If you haven't done that before, do it. It's good for you. Everybody good? Everybody good otherwise? Having a good day? It's been a crazy day for me. I've had lots of things fail on me today in the house world. So I bought some stuff to help dampen the kitchen drawers and cabinets to help stop them from slamming. And I had to send it all back because the drawer sliders didn't quite fit and I couldn't screw them in. And the dampeners for the cabinets had to get sent back as well because they came back without parts missing. They arrived with parts missing, that is. And then just several other things along those lines today where I've been like, Oh, I ordered a new TV to replace our old one. And they said, oh, sorry, those are backlogged. We're going to refund your money. And actually, that was the second TV I ordered, because the first TV I ordered, I didn't realize that they said collection in person, so I had to get a hold of them and say, sorry, I can't collect it. You're up in Litchfield. It's like 112 miles away from me. So I've just been having all kinds of like, come on, man. It's been a crazy day for me. Hopefully tomorrow is going to be a lot better. My first day of recording was yesterday, and it went fabulously. So, I'm hoping tomorrow is going to go supremely well as well. Should be nice and smooth. I'm confident. I've looked over the script a couple times, so yeah, we're gonna nail this thing. And then we're gonna go back to just getting back to herbs and what's going on with the new garden stuff. That's another thing I've had trouble with, is trying to keep on top of my stuff now that I moved in. We've been dealing with so many other things that my normal routine for taking care of all my plants is shot. I haven't gotten back into a solid routine again as to like, okay, today's watering day for these particular herbs, because everybody's in much different positions. My brain hasn't really processed, okay, when do I water things, especially because it's been raining so much, and all the herbs that are outside, I'm like, well, I obviously don't need to water them at all. But for everybody else inside, I'm like, okay, I got to make sure I keep up with you guys and remember you guys, because, yes, I still have some inside, and they need help, and they need love. So, so I'm just like, okay, have I got it all covered now? And, while we've got most of the stuff taken care of, we got most everything put away and where it belongs now, there's still some things that I'm just still like every day, like, what do I have to do today to take care of the house? So, still dealing with a little bit of that rat racing brain when it comes to the house and the plants where they're at now, and hopefully that'll all chill out soon, and we'll get back to normal. So, otherwise, I'm getting tired. Unless you guys want me to talk about anything else particular, I'm gonna head off and go relax, go get some lavender on my mask, and chill out. Frosts are on the way, yes, so all the outdoor herbs need to get used really soon before they die. Rex George III is very correct. I'm gonna call it there. I think this is a good time to call it. We got a lot of people here, but it's time to say goodbye. It's time to go. You guys have a good one, okay? We'll see you later. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Just deep breaths. Can you hear it right now? I'm just like, just like, Eric, calm down, relax. Everything will be okay. It's gonna be good. All right, guys. You have a great evening. Bye.